Hey YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So welcome to another weekly energetic check-in video. This is the video series where we discuss key energetic components going on throughout the week. We discuss astrological events, we go into channeled intuitive messages, and then at the end of the video I either prescribe certain herb recommendations for the week or I give certain workings, rituals, or spell workings and recommend those to you guys as well. So this video is going to be covering April 4th through the 10th. All right, you guys, so after sitting with the energies of this week, looking into the astrology components, sitting with the intuitive channeled messages, looking over the herb recommendations, I'm excited to give you guys something kind of fun and exciting to work with this week. And so please let me know in the comments down below how you are going to be using the information or using the ritual this week. But let's go ahead and jump in. There's a lot to cover here, starting with the key astrological transits of this week. So went into the study of the astrology this week, and it looks like the highlight or the main focus of this particular week of April 4th through the 10th is going to be centered around Saturn and Mars meeting each other in the sign of Aquarius this week. So let's kind of break this down a little bit for people who are not so familiar with astrology. If you're looking at the sign of Aquarius, Aquarius is all about invention. It's all about your hopes and your dreams. The planet of Saturn is all about structure. It is all about discipline. Saturn also rules ambition. Mars is all about action and having courage. So with these two particular planets meeting in the sign of Aquarius, I'm sure you can imagine that this is a week where it will be beneficial for you to really start formulating a plan. Saturn and Mars all about direction, action, courage, ambition, being in the sign of Aquarius, which is all about inventiveness, your hopes and dreams. It's a week where you really start to put some energy and focus behind your goals, not just this week, but any goals that you have for the immediate next few months, or maybe even for the remainder of the year. Really start putting together a practical plan. Saturn and Mars are going to be there helping to kind of push you and give you that motivation that you need. So the goal this week is to formulate a practical plan towards your goals and dreams. Make sure that you're thinking long term. I feel like I've been kind of coaching that and preaching that a lot lately. By Thursday and Friday, Saturn and Mars are going to be sextile with Mercury in the sign of Aries. So again, this is giving you that extra push, that extra punch, that extra motivation and inspiration to really push forward. And I mean like push forward. Anything in the sign of Aries is already going to be giving you that energy of action, but then you have Mars that's already about its own action. You have Saturn there giving you the discipline, the structure, the responsibility. We're dealing with Aquarius energy. That is all about thinking outside of the box and being inventive, being innovative, focusing on our hopes and dreams. And so we have a cocktail going on this week that has the potential to set us up very well if we capitalize and optimize these energies throughout the week. However, like I said, be mindful that there could be spurts of laziness that try to take over this week, and this is going to be brought on by the moon squaring Mars. So Mars is all about action, pushing forward at all costs, moving forward, exertion of energy, and then it is squaring the moon. So the moon is about rest. The moon is about relaxed, much more of an energy of ease. And so with these two particular planets squaring each other, be mindful of any spurts of laziness that try to come in. The moon will also be squaring Saturn and Venus. So could be a little bit of a slow start because this is happening on Monday. So you could be battling some laziness today. Try to tap more into that Saturn and Mars and Aquarius energy so that you can overcome this laziness, because the idea here is that you want to take the ideas that are in your head and actually put them forth into physical reality. So with the moon kind of coming in and squaring these key planets this week, you may find that it is difficult to take your plans or to take your goals and put them onto paper or to put them into action. You'll have some help starting in the middle of the week, but just be aware that that is coming. So by Wednesday of this week, you guys, the energy will kind of snap back into place as the moon kind of moves on. So Wednesday, you'll be seeing and feeling more of that more active energy where you're wanting to be more of a co-creator in executing your plan. Also, a transit of note this week, you guys, we do have Mercury squaring Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, and the only warning that I have about this particular transit is to beware of power struggles. Beware of power struggles, especially in the sense of them trying to distract you or derail you from executing your plan. Be mindful of the ways that you are trying to maybe overpower others in the name of executing your plan. And if you feel that energy rising, kind of take a step back and go into a place of silence instead. All right, you guys, these are going to be your channeled messages for the weekly energetic check-in of April 4th through the 10th. We're going to be pulling from Lubanco Tarot. I got some jumpers here. The Nine of Pentacles, and the Empress, and the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. All right, you guys, so going over the cards again, we have the Emperor, we have the Four of Wands, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Queen of Pentacles. So Emperor energy is always very Aries. Someone who embodies leadership, someone who is an initiator of sorts, someone who has a lot of authority. So this is absolutely the energy that, again, we are meant to embody this week. And, you know, understandably, some of us are still kind of dusting off those cobwebs, or we still licking our wounds from being curb stomped by the planets over the last like month and a half. And so, you know, like totally understandable if you are not feeling very Emperor or Empress, because she is a leader and initiates as well in her own right. So over the Emperor card, I just pulled the card of concern. Some of us are feeling like we're missing the window, like we are being left behind in the way with all of the waves, all of the different waves of energy that are coming through. Some of us are feeling very like we have not had a chance to like recuperate. We've not had an adequate enough amount of time to catch our breath before the next wave of intense energy is hitting us, and we're needing to take some sort of action, or we're having to adjust here or there or whatever. And so some of you understandably are concerned and are not feeling very connected to this Emperor energy. You're not feeling very much in this leadership role or feeling powerful or authoritative in any sort of way. And that is totally understandable. Over the Four of Wands here, we have the card of the pathway. So when we look at the Four of Wands here, the Four of Wands is giving us the reminder of being in harmony and being rooted, and the importance and priority that that takes over anything else. And so for those of you who maybe who are still feeling overwhelmed, feeling behind, feeling like you are missing the windows of opportunity to capitalize on these things that you want to do, And, you know, if you listened to the astrological messages about the energy that we're dealing with this week and how it's important to push forward, and you're not feeling that, like you just don't have it in you to push forward this week, and you're feeling frustrated or you're feeling a sense of concern because the energy is still not there, you're still not 100%, that's okay. Focus on building, cultivating, and maintaining harmony. Focus on being re-grounded and rooted, because obviously that takes precedence over anything. That is more of a priority for sure. Four of Wands also indicates that, you know, there is, and also with the pathway being above it, if you saw the card, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And so don't beat yourself up. For those of you who are not feeling up to the challenge this week, that is fine. Focus on where you are. Focus on getting yourself back to being 100%. And don't kick yourself because, you know, you're thinking, oh, I'm yet again missing another window of opportunity. I'm falling behind, you know, like I'm going to miss out on these opportunities to bring these energies and things in. I'm missing out on opportunities to actively participate with manifesting the things that I want. That's okay. That's okay. There's always another opportunity. So for those of you who are not here, that's okay. Let it be what it is. The pathway is a message of not forcing the situation, not forcing the matter. And as you continue to follow your own path, you will come eventually, organically, all by yourself. You will stumble upon the light at the end of the tunnel. Moving on to the Nine of Pentacles here. This is an energy of abundance, but also of rest, of enjoying your abundance. And abundance does not always have to equate to finances. It doesn't always have to mean money. It could mean abundance of friendship. It could mean abundance of free time that you can just enjoy your life. Abundance can equate to many different things, but there is an emphasis this week to prioritize enjoyment and to make this kind of a fun thing. So again, you know, for those of you who are having concern, for those of you who are feeling, you know, you're not really feeling very abundant, you're not feeling very authoritative in your life, you feel like a bag being swept around in the wind. You know, Spirit is giving the message of finding a place or a sense of joy this week. That is what's going to help you end up here with this Four of Wands in the pathway card, where you're feeling more open. You're starting to see that light at the end of the tunnel. Some of us are a little too hyper-focused on the next task. Some of us are a little too hyper-focused on the next thing that we need to check off of our list. And Nine of Pentacles is an energy of finding ease and enjoyment, finding a sense of abundance. And again, maybe it's not financially, maybe it's something else, but there's always abundance to be found somewhere. So over the Nine of Pentacles, I just pulled the card of poverty. So yeah, some of us are a little hyper-focused on the things that are not working, the things that we don't have. Some of us are a little hyper-focused on the issues that we're facing right now, which yes, those do have to be looked at and they have to be addressed, and you know, we have to be honest about what those things are so that we can act accordingly and fix them in the right way. But Nine of Pentacles, these cards are polar opposites. So this is where you could be, or you could choose to be here with this Nine of Pentacles. You could choose to embody more of a sense of ease, more of a abundance mindset, more of an abundance awareness. And you know, as cheesy as it may sound to some of us, it is still very true. It does all start in the mind. It starts with the mindset. It starts with what you choose, you know, how your mind is functioning, how your thoughts are functioning is what is going to dictate what is perpetuated in your physical reality. it is a message that is easier said than done, but some of you don't need to be focused on putting major goals and plans into action. Some of us just need to be focusing on getting through the day. Some of us just need to be focused on reestablishing our peace, reestablishing our center, our focus, our balance. And if that's you, if you fall into that category, I see you, I stand with you, I'm with you. So use the ritual that I mentioned in the video to magnetize more peace into your life. Use the ritual to magnetize more of a sense of balance. Maybe use it to magnetize more of this Empress or Emperor energy where you're feeling more in your flow. Moving on to our Empress card. Empress to me is always an energy of birth, not always necessarily physical, literal birth, but it could be birthing a project. It could be birthing many different things. So again, Empress is giving us the message of abundance, creativity, strengthening our connection with the earth, therefore strengthening our connection with ourselves. Understand here, you guys, that the Empress, although she appears as a female, as a mother in this image, understand that the Empress is not confined to any gender or any age or any stereotypical role. What is the hallmark of an Empress is the ability that the Empress has to create abundance and power that comes from being someone who can create abundance with their presence. The energy of the Empress is all about creating what you need, creating the path, creating the way, creating the resources, simply by showing up and just being who you are. It's not about having those resources or having those things handed to you, although that can happen as well. But the hallmark of an Empress is those things are created through me and by me simply because of my presence, simply because I show up, simply because I exist. That is the power of the Empress. So the Empress represents the little things that we do throughout the day that seem small, seem insignificant, but are actually immensely powerful. So above the Empress, I have pulled the card of toil and labor. Honestly, off the bat, you guys, the sense that I get from this card combination is that a lot of us have difficulty embodying more of an Empress energy of ease, which feeds into also the Nine of Pentacles. We have issues embodying more of an ease, more of a presence, more of a confidence about our capabilities as spiritual beings, because we are constantly on the hamster wheel. We are constantly in this survival mind state of, well, this has to get done. This has to get done. I have to do this. This, this person needs this of me. There's always something on the list that is taking us from embodying this. And so the word that just came in is resentment. There's a lot of resentment that a lot of us have about some of the responsibilities on our plate and how it is taking our joy. It's stealing our time. It's stealing our energy. It's stealing our creative power. And so we don't have anything to give or pour into this Empress energy because it's always going, it seems to always be going to something else. This week, you guys, I challenge you to start thinking about some of the things that you can maybe remove off of your plate. Like, for real. I know a lot of us talk about it, but very rarely is it actually done. Very rarely are we consistent with it. Like, sometimes we'll take things off of our plate and then it's like we turn around and there's something else that we're adding to our plate, or that thing that we just took off of our plate is somehow back on our plate. And so my challenge to you guys this week is to really look at what you can put down this week. And maybe it doesn't have to be forever. Maybe some of the things do need to be off of your plate forever. But at the very least, see what you can take off of your plate temporarily so that you can step away from this energy of exhaustion, this energy of lack. Many of us, you know, myself included, sometimes we get into these spaces where we unknowingly, it's like we unknowingly are waiting for someone to come and liberate us. We're waiting for someone to come and save us and to make these decisions for us, when really the choice is up to us. And so what are you prepared to do so that you can have more of these lighter, pleasant energies this week, this month, this year? Last but not least, we have the Queen of Pentacles here. Queen of Pentacles, again, is a card of abundance. So heavy theme of abundance going on this week, and what we need to do to reestablish that. Queen of Pentacles, though, is about abundance through care. So not only caring for yourself physically, but caring enough for yourself to make a plan for yourself financially. Caring about yourself enough to make a plan about your career. Caring enough about yourself to make a plan in terms of plugging back into your community, filling your life with more joy, with more ease, with more success and happiness. Queen of Pentacles is all about Queen of Pentacles. Like, she's all about her. Not in a selfish way, but in a way that is not taught to us in normal society. In a way that is... Queen of Pentacles is the energy of like, I'm gonna put my oxygen mask on first and make sure that I'm good before anybody else crosses my mind. That's Queen of Pentacles energy. So she's all about independence. She's all about warmth and growth, hard work, and the richness of her success that she has built for herself. So let's see what we pull above the Queen of Pentacles this week. So on top of the Queen of Pentacles, I've pulled the card of House. I find this card to be pretty fitting above the Queen of Pentacles because Queen of Pentacles is definitely all about her space, all about her home. She wants it to be cozy. She wants it to be a place of gathering for friends and family. She wants to have the security. She wants it to be beautiful. She wants it to be a representation of her hard work. She wants it to be a representation of her abundance and success. Not in a way of trying to be conceited and show off, but hopefully as a form of inspiration to other people, as a way to say, this is what you too can have. This is what is possible for you as well. With the House card being over the Queen of Pentacles here, some of us need to go into a place of quiet. We need to kind of retreat into our space, into our home, and really, and this is, you know, not in an antisocial sense, but in a way of planning, like we've talked about with the other cards, in a way of preparing, in a way of getting organized and preparing for major transitions and transformations. For others of us, the House and the Queen of Pentacles here could be signifying starting a business out of the home. This combination can also signify investments of some sort, and it doesn't have to be like formal investments, but it could be where you are investing your time and energy, where you are investing your creative ideas. Are those ideas being respected? Are they being appreciated? Are they being taken seriously? Lots of homework I feel for us this week, you guys, but nothing that is out of the usual. nothing that is impossible, I'll say. But those are the channeled messages this week, you guys. We're gonna move on to the magnetic bath ritual now and finish out the video. All right, you guys, next I have a ritual, a fun little ritual for us to do this week if you feel inclined. So this is called a magnetic bath ritual. The reason that I have included this ritual in the weekly energetic check-in for this week is because I feel like it is a ritual that will allow us to really anchor in our plans this week, and not only to anchor them and root them in a stable and solid way, but also it encourages longevity. So whatever it is that you're trying to bring in, whatever your intention is, whatever your plan is that you're trying to put forward, this particular ritual is going to encourage that whatever fruit you bear from this plan, whatever manifestation comes about from putting this plan into action, it is something that you will be able to build and grow upon. So I'm going to go ahead and break down the ritual for you guys. So again, this is the magnetic bath ritual. What you will need is either a green, gold, or white lodestone. This can be found at most spiritual shops and botanicas. You will need magnetic sand or iron shavings. Again, this is something that can be found in most botanicas. Try to go for the gold magnetic sand preferably, because again, the idea here is to encourage abundance and magnetism. Herbs that you want to collect for this particular bath are going to be lemon peel. You can get dried lemon peel from any apothecary, or you can buy fresh lemons and peel the lemons fresh and add them to the bath yourself, which is probably better. So lemon peel, lavender, and peach. So for the peach, I do believe that peaches are in season. Peaches are very popular, so you may have to, hopefully you don't have to run around looking for them, but I do believe that they're in season right now. And you do want to get the fresh peaches from the store, because what you're gonna do is you're going to peel them, take out the seed obviously, and those are gonna go in your bath. Think of this as like a sweetness bath. The lemon peel, the lavender, and the peach, these are all herbs or fruit that is associated with longevity, which is what we're going for in this particular ritual. Next, you want to also purchase coconut milk. You can use almond milk, you can use goat's milk. My personal preference is coconut milk, but use whatever you have or whatever is available to you. And those are the ingredients that you will need for this ritual. Part one of the ritual is that you are going to run a bath. Next, you're going to take your milk of choice and pour it into the bath. After that, you will add your herbs of longevity. So the lemon peel, the lavender, and the peach, you're gonna add those into the bath. Now, I will give a disclaimer here that you probably want to make sure that you have something on hand to collect these herbs once you're done taking the bath. So whether that's a strainer, whether it is some sort of like drain catcher, you want to make sure that you have something in place, because obviously you don't want peach slices going down your drain. So just be mindful of that before you start the bath. Just make sure that you have something on hand to kind of take all of those things out when you're releasing the water. Next, what you're going to do is, while your bath is kind of infusing together, you have the milk in there, you have the herbs. While everything is kind of mixing and infusing together and you know, getting nice and prepped for you, what you are going to do is you're going to stand outside of the bath holding your lodestone, close your eyes, and just be thinking of whatever your plan or your intention is during this time, whatever goal you have, whatever thing you're trying to achieve. Just be holding that lodestone and thinking of it as you stand outside of the bath. So what you're doing is you are infusing that lodestone as you're holding it with your specific intention. and the lodestone is acting as the magnet. So the lodestone is what is going to attract the things to you. And so right now you're prepping that lodestone and infusing it with your intention. Once you have your intention clear and you feel that you are in a space of readiness, go ahead and step into the bath with your lodestone. Put yourself into the bath and put the lodestone into the water. As you're soaking in the water, as you're soaking in the bath, again, you're going to visualize your intention as if it is already taking place, as if it has already happened, as if it is in current present reality. And what's going to be happening here is that lodestone, as it's sitting in the bath with you, is going to be taking into it, again, your energy, your visualization, but it's also going to be taking in the energy of that milk. It's going to be taking in the energy of those herbs. And so basically you are building power within that lodestone. So you're essentially charging that lodestone with power and magnetism. Okay, so before releasing the water of your bath, again, like I said, you want to make sure you have something ready to catch those herbs and the peaches. And you also want to, before you release the water, you want to make sure that you have your lodestone out of the water. Kind of set it to the side. Do not let your lodestone go down the drain. Collect it, take it out of the bath, set it to the side. Once you have your lodestone out of the bath, once you have stepped out of the bath yourself, you want to put on either all white or you want to wear bright colors. So I understand that not all of us have white clothing. That's fine. Just wear something close to white or wear very bright, upbeat colors. Do not dry your lodestone manually. Do not dry it with a towel. Do not dry it with a paper towel. Don't dry it on your clothes. Do not manually dry your lodestone. What you will do instead is just kind of set it outside. Let it sit in the sun. So you're going to allow that lodestone to sit and dry in the sun. And again, this solar energy, this sun energy is also going to be charging up your lodestone and lending its power to your lodestone. So you've done all of these things to charge up this lodestone. You've put your intention into it. It has soaked in the bath with you, and now you're setting it in the sun. You're charging up this lodestone with as much good energy, as much positive energy, as much power as you can. Once your lodestone is dry, you're going to bring it back inside, and you're going to place it in a sacred place. If you have pets, make sure that it's in a place where your pet cannot consume it. If you have children, make sure it's in a place where they cannot touch it or mess with it. Keep it in a sacred place where, you can see it, but it's not going to get eaten by anybody or messed with by anybody. So what you're going to do from there, once the lodestone is in its sacred place, is that once a day, you're going to go to your lodestone and you're going to feed it a little bit of that magnetic sand or a little bit of those iron shavings. So you're going to feed it once a day. It's like an exchange. Think of it as an exchange. So you have charged this lodestone up with your intention. You've given it all of this power and charge and magnetism. And so the lodestone's job from this point is to magnetize those things that you have wished for closer to you. But in exchange, you have to feed the lodestone every day. So that's what the magnetic sand and the iron shavings are for, is you're just giving it that necessary energy exchange for it to continue to draw and magnetize those things that you've asked for to you. And that's it. You feed it once a day until the things that you have asked for start to manifest. And then once you feel that you no longer need the lodestone, you can bury it in the earth. You can take it to a river. You can keep it if you'd like. That is the recommended ritual for you guys this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm excited about this one. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know how it goes for you. I would love to know how you guys feel after, like, you know, after the whole bath ritual, how the bath made you feel. Yeah, let me know how this goes for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the messages this week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.